welcome to another episode of the Reluctant Adult Podcast. My name is Paul, and I am joined, as always, by the man who is so old that Logan Paul's brother just challenged him to a fight. Bill!
Hi, everyone. That's right. I'm next in line for the big game.
Did you see the Tyson fight on Netflix?
No, I think I was probably one of the few people that didn't give a shit.
I mean, it started real late, too, which I don't understand. I've never understood boxing. Growing up as a professional wrestling fan, I've never understood boxing because it's so quick. It's like,
Right.
what are these people doing? Like, you know, I know there are other bouts, there's other fights, but like, no one cares about that. No one cared about the other fights on this card. They're just standing around, sitting around, getting drunk until I guess they were in Texas. So whatever time zone
They were in Texas. Yeah.
I was reading that Texas was the only state that they could probably legally do this fight because Tyson is in no condition. He was in the hospital weeks ago. He had half his blood transfused. He should not be fighting.
Wow.
But I don't think that anybody thought this would be a legit fight. And I think those of us familiar with the world of pro wrestling know how it works. So everyone got money, especially people who bet on Jake Paul is his name.
Yeah.
So like, all right, good job, you beat Mike Tyson. What was that Simpsons episode? Who was it that like beat up Muhammad Ali? It was like the Virgin airspace guy, you know, the British guy.
Richard Branson?
Wasn't it? Wasn't he on one and he was talking about all the things he's done and he like, you know, knocked on the door of Muhammad Ali like in present day and knocked him out.
That sounds about right.
I'm pretty sure that happened. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I remember that. Yeah. It almost sounds like a Hank Scorpio thing, but Hank was only in that one episode.
He was.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's good. I wish you luck with your upcoming bout against
Thank you.
the Paul. All right. So we had some controversy in the world of toys this week because more. Yeah. Todd McFarlane, he is finally giving fans that Joker figure, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker from The Joker. But there's a catch. The only way to get this figure is in a boxed set that includes the Robert De Niro character, Murray Franklin, the talk show set where, spoiler, the Joker shoots Murray Franklin, and then like a paper, like the notebook, like a replica notebook or something that the Joker was writing his like stand-up on.
Okay.
So that's all well and good. The problem with this set is that it cost $250.
Oh, that's wild.
That's wild, yeah. And people are
I
not
thought
happy,
that was
so much so.
No.
Yeah.
I thought that was a typo that you had written.
Oh no.
I hadn't seen the price anywhere with this.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
they didn't release it until it went up for pre-order.
Sure.
So people are upset with this so much so that someone from McFarlane, it might have been Todd himself, put out a statement. And basically they were like, we had to price it at this level for reasons. And they forgot to explain the reasons. They just said something contractual. This was the only way to put this out.
De Niro wants dinero. Is that it? Was that it?
I don't even know if we can put this on Bobby because people just want the Joker figure, and there's something tied to it. Whether people because they didn't come right out and say what it was, people are speculating about maybe WB is like, we don't want kids buying this, so price it so high that the kids could never afford it. They could never afford this because
They've
if you're going to say that
R-rated loss from Joker 2.
That might be the thing too. Like, we really got to make up our money on this.
Yeah.
Because if they're trying to say that like R-rated movies have to be priced like this, we know that's not true. Todd's made plenty of R-rated characters from R-rated movies, so that's not passing the sniff test. So we still don't really know why. there was a 30% off coupon that was mailed out to McFarlane Club members, whatever that is. Yeah. So you could save $75 on it, but still a lot of money. And here's the thing. I wanted this set, not for the figures. I could care less. I couldn't care less about the figures.
Okay.
But I wanted the talk show set because I want a little talk show for my action figures. I want to put my Don Draper figure on the talk show set. That was really exciting to me.
Just get it 3D printed.
Well, it would be much cheaper. It would be much cheaper to do that. Well, I'm hoping that somebody buys it.
The only thing I found appealing about that set was the background.
That's what I'm saying.
Looked fun.
I like the little talk show set. It's got the desk and a chair. Chair seems a little low. But I'm hoping that somebody buys it and just wants the figures and then just gets rid of the set. And I might buy that. But actually, what's more likely to happen is because Amazon is selling this, we're going to see so many returns. You know how like when you buy something, it says like this is a frequently returned item?
Yeah.
There are going to be so many returns with like the worst figures put back in there. Like it'll almost be like, it'll be a competition to buy this like a few months down the road just to see the worst returns. Because you know it's going to happen at this price level. I don't think you could even blame people. Like you're ripping off Amazon, which is a good thing. Fuck you, Jeff Bezos. And then, you know, you're getting the figures you want. Win-win as far as I'm concerned.
That's a real Joker move right there.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
It's true to form.
But, yeah, I am disappointed.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's just too much money.
Yeah.
You could almost get a HasLab. Actually, there are some HasLabs that have been cheaper than $250. Yeah. Not the current one, though. The current one is $325. No. What is it?
No.
Why does it say that here? It says, is that like the first level for the Ecto? I just had it open so I could see the where it is, but now I can't even find anything.
That's a good question.
The current HasLab, $9,243. It has not moved up, and we're down to 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks left to get to 12,000 to get this thing backed.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm worried yet.
I'm not worried at all.
If we get to next, I just like feel like people forgot. It's like you still got to back it.
I forgot.
You still got to do it.
I got scared. I was like, you mentioned, you showed me the list, and I was like, Ecto figures, and I thought you meant Ecto Glow, and then I thought I had bigger news about Ecto Glow figures, and then I was like, Ecto figures, and then I was like, oh yeah, the Ecto one, and then I was like, oh shit, did I miss it? And oh shit.
Not yet though. Well, while we're talking about that, has Hasbro revealed how the figures will be packaged? Because that might be something they need to do to get these numbers ticking up.
HasLabs, they kind of shy away from final package art for the figures. They just kind of show them off. I think the one exception is the Ghost Crew, where they were like, we want to put the Phoenix Squadron mural figure photos up for the card backs.
Right.
But I can't recall packaging for figures in the past.
But they are packaged, like the G.I. Joes came packaged. We've seen people getting the...
Yes.
Did you get yours yet? Did you finally get your helicopter?
I did. It was great.
Oh, good.
I left a signed piece of paper.
And it worked? Nice.
And it worked, yeah. He kind of looked at it, and then it's all on the Ring camera, so he just kind of looked at it and was like...
Send me that Ring
camera.
Whatever. I did all I can do.
Yeah, I should send you both. I should send you the one that my wife did.
The first where he just walks
away. The guy was like, hey, no way, ma'am. And then the second one where the guy was like, hell with it, and just like kicked it onto the stairs.
Were they different people?
They were.
He kicked it too? Just the
no, he didn't kick
injury.
It. No. He didn't kick it. But I saw him deliver it. I almost was like, thank you.
Thank you. That was me who wrote the note. It's all legit. All legit.
The note was still there. He didn't take the note.
No, well, why would you take the note? The note needs to stay as
proof. Do they take a picture of the note? Is that what it is?
Maybe you took a picture. You should be able to find it. Because don't they take a picture of where they left the package to prove to you?
They do. Right, they do. That was always a funny thing. Have you ever had an awkward experience where you catch the Amazon guy or the UPS guy dropping something off and you're like, just give it to me? And they're like, I got to take a picture of it. Can we just place it right like here? And then I'll give it to you? I've had that happen.
Sometimes I'll intercept them. So it's like they don't have to. I'm like, I'm doing you a favor. You don't have to walk all the way to my door, especially if it's raining and there's a puddle. And he still has to take a picture of it, like put it on the ground and take a picture of it. I was like, all right.
He's not like, can I hold it?
Policy.
Take a picture.
Yeah, can I pose with it?
Like,
that'd be funny.
There we go. Look at me.
So do you think that the Ghostbusters will come packaged individually or in any sort of way? Like the 4 G.I. Joes had individual boxes that came with. Did. The Dragonfly
in sequential order to how they're numbering,
how they were
the
unlocked,
figures themselves. Yes,
that's nice.
Well, no, not even unlocks, but like I think they were like figure like 134 through 138.
Oh, they're all numbered from the beginning.
They're all numbered. Yes.
Okay.
I'd rather see these because we're getting them all. I'd rather see them in like a nice box set.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah.
I think I would rather see that, even including Lewis in that. I'd rather see all the figures in a box set, I guess. Almost similar to how they did those Indiana Jones multi-packs back in the day, where it was like a cardboard scene. That'd be nice.
But it wouldn't make any sense because
it wouldn't make sense. Does it need to make sense? I don't think so. Hasbro doesn't make sense anymore.
Your face doesn't make sense. I don't know. I just want to know if they're going to become packaged because I have a mint in box set of the first ones, and then a bunch of the not the most recent movie, but the Afterlife. Those. So I like the artwork on those. So I wonder if they'll continue that style of like the silhouettes. But we'll have to wait and see if it gets funded. I guess big if.
It'll get funded.
You hope so. We're getting the
holiday
season.
I also have a mint set because I got very excited for these, thinking that they would either have value or that it would just
Egon
be nice
definitely
to have.
Has value.
Yeah. Wait till another one goes. They're up there, those guys.
Damn. I know, but those figures are like clogging the pegs, the virtual pegs. You can still get them on Amazon or wherever. That's why there's no chance that Hasbro like re-releases those. Somebody was like, "Oh, you should re-release the tan jumpsuits to like go with the Ecto 1." I was like, "Why would you do it? The only figure we need is Egon. You could get them. You could still get them for less than retail." Go to Ollie's, maybe you can find those slimed figures. I think I only saw Winston there.
I only got Egon, and I immediately gave it to my kid, and I was like, "Here you go."
Didn't you discover you bought those from that?
I did.
Hasbro
I bought
sale?
them from that Hasbro sale, and it was like, wait a minute,
wait for a rainy day.
Yes,
I mean, I did too, but I don't know where I put them.
I'm in the midst of organizing boxes, and it's like surprises galore.
Oh yeah, how's your new set coming? You said you were like ahead of schedule at one point.
Yeah, I'm falling back. I cleaned out the hallway. Yeah, but it'll get there. It'll get there.
I'm not worried. I was just wondering. Are we gonna be there by the start of the new year?
We'll see. It's a busy holiday
No pressure.
Season. It's going by fast. I've got to clock my vacations for next year. I think I'm bumping from 5 vacations for the year to 7 vacations.
Well, you know how you had to sort of rearrange everything because of these new overtime laws?
Yes.
That's been struck down. So does everything go back to the way it was?
That's a good question.
Which would be good for you. Really bad for a lot of people, but for us, in our situations, probably better that they could get rid of that. But
in terms of like the protection?
Right. So it's like if you made over a certain amounts this year, you got overtime. Yeah. So you couldn't just be salary and worked 80 hours a week. Like if you made a certain amount, under a certain amount, you would have to be paid for your overtime. And companies don't like that. They just want to work you. They don't want to pay you.
Yeah. Right.
But
maybe they'll go back. Who knows? There's too many questions. Too many questions.
I still think there needs to be some recounting, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Although I guess we're technically there right now. Well, you mentioned it's busy holiday season. It's a busy holiday season for the Reluctant Adult podcast because we have a stretch here where we have interviews every week. Last week
I talked. At least. But
well, the show has interviews.
Yeah, no, I participate here and there.
Sometimes, if it piques your
interest. Sometimes.
This past week, I talked to the Michael Jordan of Michael Jordan Collecting, Josh Devaney, and that was actually a very interesting interview because Josh is from Australia, which right away, it's hard to collect anything because you have to have everything shipped from America, usually. He is, you would think maybe he's the biggest Michael Jordan fan there is. Not really. His favorite NBA player is Magic Johnson. So I was like, huh.
Oh.
But apparently there's just not enough Magic Johnson collectibles
to like a nice tidy corner of Magic Johnson stuff. Okay.
It's like I was like, do you collect anything else? And he was like, no. So it's like this is it. This is all he has. And then he has a very young child, like months old. Because I asked him about Bluey. I was like, is Bluey a big deal? You're from Australia. And he's like, not yet, but the kid's very young. So, okay, so you're going to grow into it. But he was talking about, like, opening the toys to play with the kid. I was like, opening the toys? You can't have, like, a museum collection and then, like, say you're going to open them. Like, what?
Right. That's like this behind me being like, yeah, let's just go all hog, dude.
Let's rip these like, outdated, crappy figures open. No, it's all about the presentation. The big thing with Josh is he has these pre-production Michael Jordan figures that represent what would have been the first ever Michael Jordan action figures, but they never went into production. The company that made it, Ohio Art, they put out these, like, you is that your phone? You okay? Everything good?
I died.
What was that? A can or your phone?
Jeez.
Uh-oh. Do we need to start? We're going to stop for a second.
Stop productions. Oh, my God.
Everybody shut it down. Shut it down, everybody. Shut it down. This is the real behind-the-scenes stuff.
Very still.
There we go. I'm going to have to...
This kid thing.
No, I'm going to have to update the AI now. I gotta get you a good stand. What is this rubber leg shit you got going on for this?
I have no clue.
How many legs does that tripod have? They have 2 legs? That doesn't make any sense.
That's what happened. It had 3.
Your tripod has 2 legs. No wonder it fell over.
No, it had 3 legs. Now I'm missing a leg.
You lost a leg.
I found the leg. I have it.
Add that to your Christmas list. Come on.
I found the leg.
Amazon tonight.
There it is.
Send you a better
one leg.
There we go. Can you just pop it back in there?
Yeah, it just slides in.
There, just pop it back in there. Pop it.
Okay.
Pop. Go ahead.
Son of a gun.
Is it still recording? I want this footage.
I wish I stopped it immediately.
Damn.
That's going to be a completely different angle.
Well, it is what it is. I'm not starting over. We're 20 minutes in.
What?
Keeping all of this. Keeping all of it. All right. You recording again?
Yeah, I'm recording.
See it slightly more. For Christmas, I'm going to send you some like nice studio lights, a tripod. It's going to be great. A mic that works the first time. Anyway, so Josh Devaney, he has these pre-production Michael Jordan figures, which never came out because the company Ohio Art released one figure and it was a white player, and then they wanted to repaint it to make it Michael Jordan, and he was like, you got to at least change the head. So they did, and then by the time that all came together, they just weren't making those toys anymore. So those never came out. He thinks there are 48 in the world, and he has like 30 of them. So he wants to know how much these are worth, and he's trying to get with the toy hunter, Jordan Hembrow, to find a price. So I tagged Jordan. He's not responded, even though we worked together on HasCon or PulseCon or whatever. I thought we were friends. Jordan Hembrow. Yeah. I guess not. Mm. So we wish Josh luck in finding that. Now, moving on to our next interview, it has been confirmed. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. We will be talking, both of us. Bill, see, this one is big enough that Bill wants to be involved.
I'm showing up.
The most professional action figure influencer, Dan Larson, will be joining our little show. We're going to record that early next week. Put that up probably on Friday. I said, what do you want to talk about, Dan? Because there's a lot. There's a lot to talk about. I was like, let me know what you want to talk about. Let me know what you don't want to talk about. Because I want to know. There's a lot of things. There's a lot to get into.
I might have to get a haircut for this interview.
I'm gonna get a suit. You know what? Haircut. I kind of like where it is right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to spiff it up a little. I'm gonna, wear a tie, maybe a shirt that doesn't have a stain right there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be a big to do. You know what? Honestly, you're close enough to him. You could just
cleaned.
You could just.
Oh, wouldn't it be funny if I just
house.
contacted him and then I just showed up like next to him?
That might actually be better if you're just sitting there in the room with him. See if you can make that happen. But yeah, so that's very exciting.
Shut up back there, Bill. Like, Paul, I'm holding Bill hostage.
Just in the window.
You'd be like, you can keep him. He's too much trouble. He always has technical difficulties. Good luck.
Maybe he can give you.
He's not aging well.
Give you tips. He's not aging well. Yeah, he can give you some beauty tips. He can give you some technology tips. There's a lot. We have a lot. There's a lot we can learn from Dan Larson. So I'm very excited for that interview.
We hope.
Now,
you know what they say though. You never want to meet your
heroes.
So,
don't meet your heroes. Well, I'm not going to go that far. That he's my idol. I appreciate him, but you know who? You say that. We were talking about
record first before you air this, at least.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. But we were talking about who our white whales for interviews would be. And now this is where we're talking about not meeting your heroes. Do you have that list? Do you have anyone that you've thought of that you would like to put on your vision board for 2025 to interview?
I mean, I'm fairly good at manifesting things. Was this
are.
manifested? No. I gave it some thought.
Okay.
And I reached out to the Costco guys, and they didn't get back to me. So
you did?
Briefly. I entered into a live chat and said hello. And
run these by me first, because I probably would have vetoed that one. But that's okay.
I didn't actually.
I thought you hated them.
I do.
That's you're trying to get people on that you hate. That's your strategy.
That's my strategy. Yes.
All right, because they never say don't meet your villains. They say don't meet your heroes. Say that. Maybe we can start that saying. All right, so the Costco guys, but like legitimately,
they're off,
and it doesn't even have to be from the toy universe. It could be just anyone that you would like to have, proof that you interacted with.
I suppose an easy grab would be Todd McFarlane. Would be nice. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's
plausible.
Will happen.
I think that's do that.
That's not. I'm not even putting that up there on my vision board, because I feel like that's very realistic. Because he does.
Do you think Pixel Dan is higher than Todd McFarlane in terms of?
If another show, the answer would be different. But for us, as much as we've built it up, I feel like Pixel Dan that's probably like a series finale interview.
Oh,
because that would end the storyline of us and Pixel Dan.
Oh, it
unless we really didn't get along, and then we just badmouth him the next show.
Oh, just create more turtle content. The sky's the limit.
Well, yeah, no, but so in my head. You mentioned don't meet your heroes. I would have to say I would want Conan. Ugh. I'd have to get Conan on the show, and I feel like it's possible because he does the podcast. He does the
podcast,
and he did the hot ones. He interviewed Danhausen. I just feel like he's out there enough that he would be like, oh, this would be kind of quirky. My audience would like this,
right? And then he'd try to make us laugh the whole time.
That's fine. I'm ready. I'm ready to laugh at him. I'm whatever he wants. So Conan, just while we're going down this train of thought, John Mulaney, I would love. Just another big. I'm a big fan. I don't even know if you know who this is. Kevin Pereira from Attack of the Show. See, these are all other hosts and comedians. I would just like to pick their brains and just have them say you were on my show. I watched your show. Now you're on my show.
I should just pick sidekicks then.
Yes, Andy Richter.
I'll pick Andy. I feel like I could just call him in because I'll talk to Burt Ward.
He's
still kicking.
Yeah. Who's the one from like the movies? What's the guy's name?
Jerry O'Connell? No, that's not.
You can't think of it either.
Jerry O'Connell? No.
Jerry O'Connell?
Chris O'Connell.
Chris O'Donnell. Chris
O'Donnell? Or is it What the?
No, it's O'Donnell.
Chris O'Donnell. Okay.
Because he's Rosie's
he's
brother.
not coming on now.
Isn't he like ill? Or he has something?
Is he?
Or he was just...
He's on CBS.
He's like on CBS. Maybe he's either ill or he's on a CBS sitcom. Like those are the same in my head.
Well, I don't think he's on a sitcom. I think he's on like...
No, it's like Hawaii Five-0.
NCISs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
I'm not there yet. I haven't gotten my AARP card and moved over to CBS.
You can get AARP at any age. You don't have to be old.
You can?
You can just
really?
get it.
I thought you had to be 55.
I don't know why. No, I think I read or I heard. I definitely didn't read because I don't read, but I heard that's one of the things.
Know. They know when you turn 55 because you get the letter in the mail.
You get it in the mail. Well, that's weird. How do they know how old we are? I don't like that.
The census?
Why do people who mail stuff know so much about us?
Why do our phones know so much about us? That's
I understand that.
The phones are always the mail. You think the mail is bugged?
But the mail was always like this even before phones. Like the mail always knew way too much about
I was
us.
always just concerned that the mail had white powder in it, and then that was it.
Has anyone ever been injured by that? Like I know that was a thing. But has anyone ever been injured by it?
I don't think so.
Right.
But
it's
it was a thing.
Completely unsuccessful
Check your
campaign.
Mail. Throw it in the microwave.
That's what we were doing for COVID. We wouldn't even touch the packages. We would leave them out.
You leave them out, let that UV radiation hit them, and then spray them with spray alcohol.
That's not how COVID transferred. It didn't. We were stupid.
No,
we were dumb.
No.
That's why the next pandemic, we have no shot for lots of reasons.
None of us are going to listen.
For lots of reasons. Well, yeah, including the people who should be in charge of that. We're done. Dunzo. Just just say goodbye to going outside. Lock your doors, put up duct tape over the cracks because it's over. That's it.
Yeah.
Say goodbye. Good luck to the next species that inherits this planet. It's probably going to be the cockroach. Have you seen the thing where it's like when species evolve, they always turn into crabs?
Yeah, that's like the final form. Is like
right. That
the most
exoskeleton
evolved species is a crab. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm fine with because I love seafood. So if there would be giant crabs roaming around, I would be delicious. That's what could save Red Lobster.
Tonight. It was excellent.
I threw some shrimp on a
allowing evolved humans to turn into crabs so we could eat them?
Well, they had to get rid of that endless shrimp. They could bring it back. You just got to go out back and knock out a humanoid crab person.
Humanoid crab person?
Drag them in. Yeah. Drag them in. Eat up, everybody. You got your liquid butter? Throw it on. Throw it on the Barbie.
Yeah, I had shrimp scampi tonight. It was top notch.
I love shrimp. I don't even think it tastes good. It's just something delightful about it. It almost has a crunch to it. It's
right.
It's like what hot dogs, the texture of the hot dog should be. I would cook my hot dog so that it tastes like a shrimp. That's what I would say to the guy.
Okay. Yeah,
the guy
a
with
little
the
bit
cart.
of you probably like a natural casing hot dog then.
Probably, but that sounds
right
weird.
With the snap.
What are the snap? What are the hot dogs I'm eating? They're unnatural.
Skinless hot dogs.
What? They're not skinless.
There are some without. Yeah.
I don't understand.
The casing. Yeah.
Do we still not know what is in a hot dog? It's never been confirmed.
We have an idea.
It's just everything. What's not in a hot dog is the better question.
Crab human is not in it.
It's crab human. Yeah, that's fine. I'm on board with that. That's fine with me.
What is this I keep hearing about aliens under the ocean? That's a big thing this week.
You're gonna have to.
Do you know much?
I don't know much, especially about this topic.
So whenever the news starts to get heavy, people start seeing UFOs and unidentified flying objects.
Please take us away.
Apparently, there's evidence that there's a whole society of aliens living beneath the ocean.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but they wouldn't be aliens if they were living under the ocean. They would be mermaids or
potentially
Neptunians or something.
Atlanteans?
But they're not aliens.
Atlanteans?
Yeah, to be Atlanteans. Atlanteans.
Yes. So it's just
why are we calling them aliens? It's just Aquaman. Yeah. Well, that's what they always say. It's like, why are we looking upward? Like, look down in the ocean. That's where the crazy shit is.
Yeah.
We haven't even
all
discovered.
Unexplored.
Yeah.
We haven't looked anywhere.
Well, we're trying to bring everything to the surface with global warming. Everybody's got to come up closer. Oh, it's too hot down there.
Maybe they'll teach us a lesson. That was like the abyss. They were like,
yeah,
those aliens.
I'm ready. Teach me. We need a little education. Teach me up. Everybody. But no one would listen. We're at the point where aliens could come down and they'd be like, look, I'm going to lay it out straight to you. All the stuff you thought, dinosaurs aren't real. We planted those. And people would be like, no, I don't think so. I'm going to check my preferred news first to see. I'm going to see if it's on Twitter and see.
Yeah.
I don't believe you aliens. It's like, I'm a fucking alien standing in front of you. You watched me beam down. You're telling me you're not going to take my word for it? I'm going to do my own independent research first. I'm not going to believe the spaceman in front of me.
I wouldn't trust the alien. They always have ulterior motives. Even if they're genuine, I feel like I wouldn't trust the aliens.
I mean, I guess that is the lesson
in it for them?
That movies have
What's
taught
in it?
us.
Are they benevolent and they're just like looking out for us?
And that would be so hard for us to believe. That's the thing.
Right, because
we're so jaded that we wouldn't believe them.
They want us for our natural resources. I've grown up thinking that any alien invasion or any alien contact, they just want our resources, whatever resources we have left.
Right. Well,
they
want
to take our women, and that's not even that great. I'd say take them at this point.
Take our women.
Yeah.
Are they going to trade us a different species of women, like the crab women come down?
Maybe
we'll make.
Or they're like the body snatcher type, and then we're all like a hive mind, and it's like that's good as long as we can all agree on something. To not trust the aliens. That,
I'm not convinced this hasn't already happened. I feel like a good portion of this.
You think over 50% of the country has been snatched by aliens? Maybe
at least just under. As of this last count, just under 50% of the voting public, at least, I think, has been snatched. So we'll see. I don't know. You're making too much sense to me now. I'm a little concerned for myself.
I'm intrigued by your ideas, and I'd like to subscribe to your newsletter. Well, yes.
Remember newsletters? This was the biggest.
I remember
thing. This
everything.
Was like that's a little scary. My first there's that word again. I can't think of foray into action figure influencing. Foray, right?
Yeah. Foray.
Yeah, there's not another letter. I made a newsletter about toys. We're talking about the toy newsletter now, not the other newsletter. I don't want you talking about that. That I sent out to people on like AOL chat rooms and stuff. I don't even know how I got their emails, but I did a newsletter, and then I made like an AOL Press website, which was terrible. But I've always tried to have that's why I love those toy magazines like Toy Fair so much. It's like that was the dream. You just write about toys, you take pictures of toys, you make a living out of it. Come to find out, you didn't make a living for very long. That medium ceased to exist very quickly. The internet killed that right away. But yeah, so I was like 13.
Yeah,
doing this. I've been doing this for a long time.
Are you finding yourself like recently, like I am, being able to pluck memories from like the 90s and late 80s, like they were right there? Like your synapses are just like firing off, and you're thinking to yourself, I remember that, and I remember it vividly. I
have core memories that I can always pull out. But are you saying
but I'm having
ones are popping up?
Yeah, I'm having like
what triggers
I'm having like recollections. I don't know. Sometimes it's just a word. Sometimes it's just a scenario. But
smells
it's been weird.
Really do it too. There's
like
a certain soap. Like, oh shit.
I'm having like this beautiful mind like scenario where all like the things, the equations and the photos and everything are like coming around my head.
Well, it's like when they say right before you die, your life flashes before your eyes. Is your life slowly flashing before your eyes?
Oh,
Should we be concerned?
So? I mean,
I don't know.
It's not a complete life yet, I feel like. I think there's so much more.
No.
At least let me get to Monday.
More, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Now it's like, at least let me make it through the weekend.
I mean, I'm home tomorrow, so I don't have to go anywhere necessarily.
Good, you can upload your video.
I can upload my video.
So, because you got to clean that phone off for our Dan interview, got to have a fresh,
I took my
fresh hard drive.
My wife out on a date tonight. That was
look at you. My God. Wow. Where'd you go? What'd you do?
We went to a Italian restaurant.
Wow.
And I drove her up, and she did not know where. She was guessing and guessing, and I said, "We're not going there." And then we went down like this dark road.
You didn't tell her where you were going?
Where the hell were we going? No, because she doesn't care, first of all.
Oh, okay.
All I told her, she goes, "Where are we eating?" And I said, "We're going to an Italian restaurant."
Olive Garden. Is that what she thought?
So yeah, well, that she did think Olive Garden, and she's not very keen on direction.
Cultured. Oh, okay.
No. She just like if I'm driving, she won't know where she is.
She can't pick up where she's going.
A total surprise, especially at night because she's going night blind.
Yeah. That's hard. I got a little bit of that. It's hard. I get the thing where the lights are all like.
Right, that's what she has. Yes, that's what she has.
It's real hard to live. It's real hard to live.
Yeah, she
Not
has
looking
a lot
forward
of
to the Christmas season. A lot of Christmas lights. Going to be real distracting driving at night.
Oh, no.
Oof. Well, that's exciting.
It was.
I don't remember what we were talking about, but I'm glad that you dated your wife. It's important.
Thank you.
It's important to keep the flame alive.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Mondo came out with I screwed it up already.
It's not that easy, is it? It's not that easy.
No, I don't know how you do it. Let me try it again. I still think you're reading a script from AI.
I'm keeping
That's
it
what
in,
I think.
Well, you're wrong.
Let me get my laugh out. All right, let me get my laugh out. All right, I'm good. Welcome back, everybody. Mondo was at D-Con this past week and unveiled their new vinyl soft goods Super Shredder figure. Now I'm very excited about this because it looks like the Super Shredder from Playmates that we should have gotten.
You didn't like the Playmate Super Shredder?
I mean, I think like you and I have talked in the past about Playmates, just sticking to one scale. And all the characters are that scale.
Yeah.
They're all small. But this one
look at that.
Is about 8 inches tall. And it just kind of looks like it would fit in a little bit better and be a little bit more intimidating than that Super Shredder we got. Not to say that Super Shredder isn't a great figure. I do like it. But
so, okay. This Turtles line does it have like a name? They're like super deformed. They're like, they're
it's
big,
just
but they're like squished
vinyl.
down.
It's just the soft vinyl. And I had to look up what D-Con was because I was like, Diabetes Con?
Designer Con. I haven't seen it referred to as D-Con. That seems unnecessary. Yeah.
Well, that sounds like the rodent repellent is D-Con.
D-Con, yes, exactly.
The little cheese wedges that you buy to eat your mice.
Why would you abbreviate this? You're ridiculous.
I don't know. Everywhere I saw, I was calling it D-Con, and I was like, D-Con.
No, you idiot. All right, so this line, they also have Street Shark in this style. So this is like a new like form factor that they're doing.
Well, we've seen Michelangelo so far.
Right, we've seen it. I just don't know who buys all of this stuff because it's not cheap.
Yeah. No, it's
just
not.
Like,
I know.
What the hell are you doing?
I know the turtles are $90.
Money? Oh my God.
Probably a little bit more.
Probably.
But I thought, he was, if you were to do something with a Super Shredder, he would be the one to fit in.
He looks nice.
Those Playmates. Yeah, of course.
A little too much space between the chest plates. Like, it really takes away the point of it. You can, like, just shoot him right between the chest plate. Like, why would you not have that closer together? That doesn't make any sense.
Was Super Shredder designed specifically for the second movie, or did he have origins prior to that?
No, I think he was designed just for the second movie.
Just for the movie?
And then they needed, like, a tall motherfucker to play it.
Nash.
Which, thinking back, are there shots that show them in the same frame? Like, I almost feel like I didn't realize how tall he was supposed to be.
Okay.
Because he's like knocking down the pier, but I don't feel like I understood he was like 7 feet tall.
If not taller, right. I just... Yeah. As an adult, Super Shredder bothers me a lot because mutation-wise...
changed.
It's like the clothes changed, the spikes changed.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
That's where that took you out of it. You're like, I believe the turtles could evolve.
I think as a kid, I was like, okay. Well, but, you think about it, you're like, what was the last thing this guy touched? It would have been pretty wild because that would have been weird.
He touched himself.
No, he grabbed the woman.
He should have turned into a woman.
He should have turned into Karai.
A woman.
That would have been it. Yes.
Oh,
the ultimate turn would have been
that. Would have been amazing.
It would have been like, we're not ready for this. What the hell?
I think if you look at Kevin Nash, he is wearing eyeliner, so maybe he was supposed to be a woman. Super Shredder is a woman. Let's make this canon.
Whoa.
Yeah. Let's do it. Still a very cool character though, but he died. Course. That's the thing with cool characters, cool villain characters. They like immediately die. Like Darth Maul immediately died. Like, why get invested in it? That's why movies don't even bother making cool villains anymore, because they're just gonna immediately lose and die.
Oogie Boogie dead.
The one time they have a good villain, they have the Joker and the Dark Knight, and then the actor died, and then they couldn't use him anymore. And then they were like, I don't know what to do. What is this next movie gonna be? It's the future. The Scarecrow is a judge. Gotham is crazy. It just was
blowing up all the bridges.
Ra's al Ghul is back, but it's his daughter. I don't even remember.
Yeah, you seem to remember a lot.
Enough. Just flashes. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is Robin, but he's not, because that would have been too on the nose. I don't know. Oh, his name was Robin? Yeah, his name was Robin, but that's not how Robin. Robin's name is not Robin. Robin's name is Dick or Tim.
Yes.
It's never... Could you imagine there's a version where Robin's name just happens to be Robin, and Batman's like, oh, yeah, you're going to be my Robin.
This fits right in.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
Get out of here. Take a hike, Dick. I got a real Robin here.
I didn't mean to make Batman sound like like he would be on a list. Like that you wouldn't be able to live within 100 yards of him. But while we're talking about that, I went to the park today because it was my youngest son's birthday, and
did you have that app that tells you where predators are? And you were like, I'm at the park, and there were like just like predators like.
No, but for a moment, my wife let me know that I almost ended up on that list.
Oh my!
On that app, because I brought with me the latest Zany train. I'm gonna play it for you. Ooh, look at that! It's motorized.
Oh, they have sound now.
It's got sound. It's got it would run. I'll show you some B-roll here. They'll show you running. So the Zany Train friends were kind enough to send that over to me. So I wanted to go out.
They're still sending you free stuff, man.
Yeah, they say
don't ever get them on the show because I'm not going to interview them either.
You want some trains? I'll send you some trains. I didn't know you were into trains.
No, I don't need.
You're getting that other stuff. You're getting the other stuff. You're getting to interview Dan Larson. Wasn't that gift enough?
I'm gonna stand here silently.
As long as you're standing. Did you just see the feet like we were talking about? Your feet are just dead. That's what I want to see.
Next time, that's what I'll do.
My God.
Yes.
Just record a video of it and feed it into my feed. I'm like,
I'll just loop it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, we went to the park, and I was like, this is great. I'm going to get some outside footage of the Zany Train rolling around. So I was laying on the floor because, you got to get down. You got to get down to get the footage.
Yeah.
And my family, the two children and my wife had moved on to another part of the park, the playground. And later on, I reconvened with them, and my wife was like, yeah, they were looking at you real weird because you were just on the ground with your camera. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess that probably did. There wasn't a kid with me at that moment. I was just taking a picture of a train, and they probably couldn't see the train. It's a very small train. And they were probably like, that man is on the ground with lots of children walking around. He's probably doing something bad. So I was then afraid to do anything else. So I did not.
Were you like, you want to see the camera? Oh my God, look at the photos.
I taken my footage, but I stayed very close to my kids from then on. I was like, I'm good. I'm good.
These are mine.
This is
that reminds me.
This is for a podcast. It's okay.
That reminds me. Have I already told you the story? Remember when I used to do a lot of Star Wars toy photography? And I bring it up often because
I miss it.
I was doing it before anyone else.
You were the originator.
I was. But back in like the late 90s,
yeah.
It had snowed out, and when it snows, you're always building Hoth play sets outside. So I was on our driveway at my parents' house, and I had my father's 1 megapixel camera. It was a Kodak 1 megapixel. Woo! The thing was the size of like a lunchbox.
Yeah.
And I'm there. I had a hollowed out cave, and I'm taking pictures. And all of a sudden, the next door neighbor comes walking over, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And like this is before like digital cameras like weren't like the norm.
People didn't realize
so she's like, "Are you taking pictures of
how old are you
houses?"
At this point?
I'd say it was 98. So I mean, I was probably too old to be playing with toys, but not in my opinion. But what was I, like 13, 14? So I was a teenager.
Yeah.
So she comes walking over. She had to come across the street.
Waving her cane at you. Hey, yo!
What are you? No. She was in her like mid to late 20s.
Waving a rolling pin at you. Hey, yo!
Yeah,
it was a young woman.
It was a younger woman. Yes.
Oh.
So she comes over, and you know her neighborhood. Yes. She comes over.
Sure.
It's a safe neighborhood. It's still a safe neighborhood. Nobody's doing anything wacky. She comes over. She goes, "What are you doing? Are you taking pictures of houses?" And I'm like, "No, I'm taking pictures of toys. I have a little toy Hoth play set here."
Now, was there any point in this conversation where you were like, "Is she hitting on me?"
There was not one point. And
not
like, looking back at it, I probably should have gotten an adult because I was a minor at the time, and she was accusing me of doing very bad things.
Well, she accusing you of taking photos, like, you know, you'd be like, "Yeah, I'm a realtor. This is what I do. I take pictures of houses."
I think she was accusing me of being a peeping Tom, but I was just trying to show off a scene with Luke and the Wampa.
I mean, that's her problem. Has she been peeped on before? You should have been like, "Tell me more."
Well, in the neighborhood at one point, we did have a peeping Tom.
You had a peeping Tom in your neighborhood? You just said it was such a safe neighborhood. God.
Right, but like a couple years prior, we had a peeping Tom, and he was caught in his wife's negligee.
Get out of here.
Looking through windows, yeah.
He's wearing his wife's clothes. Was that part of it, or he was trying to like pretend like he was a woman? They like,
it was like part of it. It was part of it, and he was caught and he was arrested. And they of course they moved, and I think they divorced. And he's probably doing a podcast now with his feet dangling in camera view.
Can you send me the name afterwards? I gotta look this up. I gotta know more. Do you know the name?
I don't know if I have a name, to be honest.
You gotta find
it. This was never like, if I'm saying 98, the whole
your
peeping Tom thing, that was 95.
Your mom must know.
I'll ask her.
You never got me the footage from Lowe's. You gotta get me this.
I'll ask her because, yes, that's right, the Lowe's footage.
I
keep thinking about that guy because the plant. Well, the plant is doing quite well. It actually flowered, which is nice.
Oh, good. That's nice.
So the little house plant is doing quite well in its new home.
It's a happy ending.
But yeah. I wanted to take a picture of the house plant and bring it back to Lowe's. I was more committed to doing that than getting the footage.
Got the
going up to the LP guy and being like, "You like apples? How about these apples?"
Whoa! You gotta say dem apples.
Dem apples.
That's the lie. You like dem apples. Back to the woman. Do you have her name? I think we need to have her on the show. That would be an amazing episode. Do you have her name? I'll do all the legwork for this. I just need name.
I can probably figure it all out.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I'll ask my mother. She's good with names, and she's good
beautiful
with
mind. This have all the names floating around your head. Pluck them out.
We'll find them all.
Send it over.
We'll find them all.
We're gonna do it.
That'll be our next interview.
Oh yeah.
Where are they now?
This is what people want to hear. Going back in time.
Yes.
Do you remember? You thought he was a peeping Tom, but he was just playing with action figures.
There, let's introduce Bill. Oh my god.
Well, that's fun. That's a good time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any other topic that we can transition to off of peeping Tom, and I'm not sure that there is. I'm not sure that there is. So, Doozer review. Little Doozer. Look at the little Doozers.
Oh.
So I'm a big fan of Fraggle Rock and Muppets and puppets in general. Boss Fight Studio, they're doing the Fraggles Back to the Rock. The series 1 includes a 2-pack of the Doozers here. Very cute, very fun, just enough articulation because the actual puppets did not have much more movement than this. So pick up the 2-pack. Entertainment Earth. He has this is confusing. It's some sort of construction apparatus, but the end looks like it's bubble gum. It's pink and it's sort of got like a drippiness to it.
What were they always mining for? What the hell was that?
It Sugar? Was the well, they were clear.
Yeah, it was always so
bars.
Intriguing. That was
and
the
Fraggles
only
would
thing
eat
that
them.
Okay.
So I think they were like a sugar, but it was never explicitly explained what it was, because they would build buildings, and it was there was a good episode where the Fraggles stopped eating the Doozer buildings, and the Doozer buildings grew out of control. They were taking over everything. So it's all part of the circle of life, where it's like, no, you gotta eat the Doozer buildings to keep them in check. A lot of messages on that show. If only more people watched shows like that, grew up with some sort of wholesome messaging, we'd all be better off. We'd all be better off. I was thinking about how growing up, we were like, they were really trying to get us to be like more environmentally conscious, like Tree Day or whatever. What's the word? What's the holiday that they made up?
Earth
Day. Earth Day. Right.
Earth Day.
I remember getting there were cereal promotions where they'd send you a tree to plant, like Lucky Charms. They would give you a tree. I remember
if you bought a copy of WALL-E on DVD, you could mail away for a tree.
Oh, that's nice.
And I planted the tree. I should see if I don't think it grew. It was so tiny.
No. They sent you like a seedling?
No, they sent like a little pine sapling.
I used to get those Buzzy seeds from the Target dollar section and plant those. They would grow. But no, we grew up, and I remember I took karate as a kid because, Power Rangers. And they would be like, turn off your water when you're brushing your teeth. Shut the refrigerator. Don't keep it open to look for what you want. Open it quickly. It's like all these stupid little things.
I remember there was a jingle, and it was like, turn off the light. Turn off the light.
The Ninja Turtles were teaching us all these stupid little things that did not matter. But they should have been teaching us don't be corrupt. Don't I don't even know. It's just what we really put our energy in the wrong place. It didn't work. We didn't care enough about the earth, and now we're here. The earth is boiling. The shrimp can't survive. We're all going to be crabs. It's a thing.
Man, we can go live underwater if we're unless the water's boiling, then I don't want to be a crab.
It's going to be boiling. I don't want to be a crab. I don't think I could do this. My skin would get too raisiny, what's that? What's the word for that? Pruny. Be pruny.
Pruny.
Speaking of things people don't want, Hasbro is bringing back one of their classic toy lines. We're a fan. Mix Mashers.
Oh yes, I showed you those last week after the show.
Yeah, and
why didn't you show this to me beforehand?
No, I didn't care. But they're doing a bunch of their properties. They got Marvel. They got Star Wars. Right. I saw they're doing Transformers.
Okay.
No Jurassic Park yet. Oh, they don't have Jurassic Park anymore.
They don't have Jurassic Park anymore.
Right. They did when they did these the last time. They did. Because I had a couple of those. Were they called Mix Mashers before?
No, I don't think so. I thought they were called something else. And these are smaller, too, I believe.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought these were a direct re-release. Huh. Superhero Mashers? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that sounds right. And then there was Galactic Mashers or something. Hero Mashers? Okay.
Okay, but so they're still using the Mashers. The Mashers is the brand.
Right.
And then they would just, superhero mashers or whatever, Star Wars mashers.
They're throwing everything at Star Wars. Like, we let Star Wars quietly die. I mean, they've taken the Rey movie off the...
Yes, it's gone.
Off the calendar. It's gone for now.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yep. The release date is...
The untitled
scrapped.
Star Wars movie has been gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. We don't want you to forget. Do you feel like this period of time with Star Wars is similar to after Return of the Jedi, when it was just a dead time and you didn't know?
That's
what the
a
future
good question.
held?
No, because we had Return of the Jedi, and then
right.
we had God, there was supposed to be more just from Kenner, but what did we have? We had droids, Ewoks, and the Ewok movies, and they didn't do great.
No,
those all came after, and those didn't do great. So it's like this run from like 1986 to about, what would you say, 1993,
right before Power of the Force 2.
Yeah, well, we had the Bendhams, the Bendy figures, which were garbage.
Forget about it. I know. I don't consider Bendhams.
I didn't even try. I don't think I have a single one of those stupid things.
The worst.
Like, I was playing with my old figures before I was playing with those.
Yeah. But we're kind of in that same time.
I feel like we are kind of heading there.
They're making stuff, but it's not the same, and the toys, forget about it. I mean, I don't think anything dating back to when the sequel trilogy started really did well. There's like
you can
nothing
still find
caught on.
The Last Jedi stuff at Ollie's.
Yes, it's never moving.
No.
If you haven't bought it by now, all those Marvel Legends, like, why would you buy them at this point? What were you waiting for? They need to like make them half price and see if that does it, because they have so many.
They finally marked down the Masters of the Universe. All those Moss Men finally got marked down
at Ollie's.
At Ollie's, yeah, they're like $7.50 now instead of $14. Like, who's gonna pay that?
Which Moss from what set?
The
classic
the Masterverse.
Where he's fuzzy?
The Masterverse.
Oh, the Masterverse. Yeah, that's a good figure too.
At least up here, no, it is a decent figure, but at least up here, like my Ollie's had a whole end cap of them.
Yeah,
it's disturbing how much is purchased.
My Ollie's is all Marvel Legends. That Ric Flair figure.
Yeah,
and Shang-Chi has like a not Marvel Legends, like a kid spin figure or something. There's
okay.
I can't even start to guess how many of those. But yeah, there was a period where Hasbro overproduced stuff, and I don't think they're ever going to recover from that period. They're never going to live it down. They're going to be buried in it. Because now the stores, like the TJ Maxx and the Ross and those, are starting to get their holiday stuff, holiday stock. And there's a lot of toys, but unlike last year where we saw a lot of Hasbro stuff, not so much Hasbro stuff. And I think that was in one of the articles or the press release that Hasbro put out, where they said they were going to give less stuff, sell less stuff to these stores. So you're not going to, they either produce less to start with so they don't have as much overstock, or they're just going to sit on it or melt it down or something. But they're not taking the loss in that way like they did in previous years.
Okay.
So that's a little disappointing. I really enjoyed the last.
You're still seeing more stuff at those
seasons.
Rosses than I see. I don't get anything.
Well, you don't even have Ross. You can't see shit.
I don't even have Ross, I know.
The main thing that we're seeing this year are those best action figures, the Turtles specifically.
Right.
And I think that company, what was that company's name?
Loyal Subjects.
Loyal Subject, yeah. They even advertised on their Instagram, I think, that these were coming. So you can get, it's not just the Turtles. I saw both Casey Jones figures. I saw Bebop. I think, all of the Turtle figures, all of the characters from the Turtle line are going to pop up there. I saw the Raph with the motorcycle from the comic line. Somebody was showing off. They had some of those boxed figures that were like the comic turtle figures that I saw at like the Macy's Toys R Us, at Macy's.
Yeah.
But they're obviously going to be cheaper at Ross. So if you're a big fan of really not great Ninja Turtle action figures, this is the time. This is your time to shine. But speaking of turtle figures, the internet absolutely went crazy over our videos about those Medi Toys Ninja Turtle figures last week. So we got to talk about them again. We did. People are like, oh, these guys are talking about Medi Toys. We got to talk about them.
Yeah.
So I did a little research on these figures because people had questions. They wanted to know how to get them, when they were coming. And it turns out a lot of the information is in a language I do not know how to read.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it's Chinese. So I'm not going to say it's another language, but I can't read it. So I have no further information on these toys. But I did see some of the other toys that this company, they were previously called Memory Toys. Now they're Medi Toys, which I don't know if that's an upgrade as far as the name goes, but okay. Very detailed, very super highly articulated action figures. So, but looking at the figures themselves, I did want to point out something. They did what Playmates maybe was trying to do with their 87 remastered figures. If you remember those 87 remastered figures, they look like someone just took like a sculpting tool and made lots of little holes, lots of dents in them to try to give them texture, and it looked terrible, like a golf ball. It looked terrible. The Medi Toys, meticulously sculpted plates, scales, like an actual creature, like an animal would have. So compare the two, like maybe this is what Playmates wanted, but the message really didn't get conveyed correctly, or the artist was just like, I don't care, this is what you get. So that's the difference between, I don't know how much these are going to cost, probably lots of money. Someone was guesstimating $150 per figure, which is a lot of money.
Ouch. That's
I don't know, you got to buy 4 of them too.
Oh no.
Not confirmed, but it's it's going to be an import, it's going to be expensive. Right. But it might be worth it. Looks like a good figure. But yeah, people went crazy over that. I need to figure out what it was about that video that other than the topic.
It was the cake.
But that we didn't even really get to that to the end of the video. Like people watched through the whole thing. Like what did I say right at the top? I need to recreate that.
Something about Medi Toys. Maybe it's just Medi Toys.
Maybe the word Medi, their ears popped up like, oh, perked up. Like, oh. Well, we talked about DesignerCon earlier, and one of the companies exhibiting there was Mondo, and they had some cool stuff. They were showing off the real Ghostbusters, Peter and Sam Hain, which looked good. Every time we talk about those, it's a little bittersweet because it's like, yay, they finally made this toy that I've wanted forever, and it's like, oh, I'm probably not gonna be able to afford it, or it's like, even if I could afford it, it's a lot of money. It doesn't seem worth it. But, again, Todd McFarlane can only sell his Joker product for $250. Mondo can only sell these real Ghostbusters for $100 each. They can't really tell us why. It's probably like a contract reason, but here we are. If we made it. If you want it, buy it. If you don't, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
They want to send us a set to review when it's released?
If they would like, Mondo would like us to review a pre-review, honestly, I would send it back. I just want to see it. I want to hold him. I want to hold your little Peter in my hands, Mondo. Just let me hold your little Peter. Send Peter to me. Send Sam Hain to Bill, because Bill's a big Sam Hain fan.
Just stop saying that.
Give me your little Peter.
Stop it.
I don't understand. His name is Peter Venkman.
Yeah, but he's not your
little
Peter.
He's not a big Peter. He's not 12 inches big. He's only 6 inches.
We're back to measuring things like we were last week.
6 inches is average for an action figure, I've heard. Anyway, they had some cool stuff. They're doing a Clayface from Batman, the animated series. This is very cool. Did you see that?
I did.
This is probably the best Clayface ever. I think this is how it's done. They even have a removable chest plate that has Batman trying to claw out of Clayface.
I like the melted head into the ground look that he's got.
They really go all out. They do a good job.
Clayface always a great toy, always a great character in action figure form. I think just because it's like he has different arms. I think that was like the standout for that original animated series line was that Clayface, just because it just seems so fun.
I don't remember that. I was gonna say that the execution is tricky because they sometimes try to make him bendy, and that plastic or the rubber will degrade over time. So we've seen that from like the Mattel figure. Yeah, I don't remember they only did Batman animated series, they didn't do like the redesign for the New Adventures for Clayface. I don't remember what he looked like.
Don't quote me. I don't think they did. But
I'm just gonna look up Kenner Clayface. And that should give me. Okay, so if anything, they just changed the coloring and made him like a lighter gray. I think that's all they did. But he didn't have alternate hands. He had like silver claws on one hand, and then he had the ball like that would shoot out.
Yeah.
But it was very nice, like a big chunky figure, not a lot of articulation.
And I think that's what I remember the most.
Yeah.
It's just the
very, very on model. Someone made a bloodstained one.
Oh.
It's a little dark. Wow.
Don't know about that.
Oh, now I kind of want this figure. This is a perfect segue. So I was at Target this weekend. Surprise, surprise. And I stumbled upon the Batman Beyond figure.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
I never owned the DC Direct one, so I will happily add this to my collection. As I was looking at it and taking a picture of it and then buying it, another collector in the aisle asked if I had seen the Chase variant with the Terry McGinnis head. And I wasn't even sure that exists because I don't remember DC Direct doing an unmasked head, because I thought they only did the 2-pack with Old Man Bruce and Batman Beyond, and that was it.
Yeah,
because that was towards like the end of their original run with that. So I was like, that's weird.
Some parent didn't try to kick you out of the aisle and was like, what are you doing? You don't have a child with you. Get out of here.
It's the holiday season. You're going to see lots of adults wandering around, not knowing what they're doing. But then he was saying, the other collector was saying, like, there was... Basically, he was referencing that Mattel had done a Terry McGinnis head on one of those figures. And I was like, yes, I do remember that from the cartoon part of it. But then that got me thinking about these toward the end. I think it was Hasbro, or maybe it was Mattel. Maybe this was when Mattel first picked up the DC license. There was a series of 2-packs from Batman: The New Adventures, and it was Batman and another character, but Batman had a cloth cape, and like he was in a 2-pack with Catwoman, and then his suit was like all clawed up, and then there was like, he was like themed to look like he goes with the other character. Do you remember those at all?
I remember those.
Yeah, I think that was like Mattel's first like product launch for the animated series, because they were like, it was a new sculpt. It wasn't just a reused Kenner sculpt, and I thought they were pretty good. But that line did not like go anywhere. That was like it. I think. But I fondly remember those. I almost feel like I found them at Big Lots or something. Maybe that was later on.
Maybe.
But that popped into my head, and I was like, I wonder if anyone else remembers this.
Someone must. Someone
must, please. Out. Let's see. Anything else right in front of me? Oh, let me talk about this. Amazon exclusive Hardy Boys 2-pack, Jazzwares. Jazzwares, AEW. These figures are hot and cold. Let me tell you. When they do them right, they are spectacular. When they do them wrong, they are real bad, and you don't want to look at them. Are you familiar with the Hardy Boys, Bill?
I remember the Hardly Boys from South Park.
Not the Harley Boys. Was that a parody of the Hardy Boys?
And it was a parody of the Hardy Boys books.
Mm.
Right. They always would discover a clue, and their clues would get real hard.
The Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff, have been in wrestling for a long time. They're always fan favorites. This is probably the best Jeff figure. Like, he's got the nice mesh shirt, removable. He's even got all the tattoos on the back, even though he's wearing a shirt. Face paint. He's got the finger guns that they do for their entrance. No alternate hands or heads, which is a disappointment. But
that is. It's just
Matt Hardy
with fingers.
But you wanna display them like they're doing their entrance. So
you don't want to have them wrestle. Are these like meant to play with? Or are they just meant to like?
No, these are actually really good for like figure photography or anything. You can get these. Yeah,
but they just got their fingers like this. Why don't they have their fingers like, I'm gonna grab you?
But here's the thing: the hands are all interchangeable, so you probably have another set of characters that you can change the hands for. But it would have been great. I think all the money for the extra hands went to like the cloth goods and then the paint on the Jeff Hardy figure.
Of course. No,
so I'll take that trade-off. Plus, the set, these Amazon 2-packs are so nice to display in the box. You might never open it. So this is how you want it to look. So these are great. Matt and Jeff are no longer at AEW. They've been gone for a while now, but we're still getting figures of them. I don't know how these contracts work, but I'm happy for it because probably the best Jeff Hardy figure
as long as they get
anyone's
money
ever done.
At the end.
As long as they're getting paid, as long as Jeremy Padawer is making money. That guy is rich as hell. I don't know if you know about Jeremy Padawer. He's got a swimming pool in his basement. He's wild. We got to get him on the show. That would be. I'm putting that one up there.
My basement last year. That sucked.
Yeah, that wasn't as cool. That was unfortunate.
Not the kind of swim that's coming up.
One more thing for Turtles. Joy Toy makes these tiny little Ninja Turtle figures. Those people are finally getting their hands on those. People like them pretty well.
Right.
They're doing Splinter and they're doing April. Now, the April figure looks fantastic. Have you seen this figure?
I have. I was going to mention it, and then I was like, wait, was it Joy Toy or was it something else? But then
this might be the best April ever made. There's one thing.
It's so funny you mentioned that because one of my topics that I threw away was, what do you feel is the best April figure? It was just randomly in my head. Yeah. And here you are. I manifested.
What do you think is the best April? What's the best April O'Neil ever made?
I honestly,
there's
if you're saying this Joy Toy one is great
to choose from, because the head sculpt is where these companies really fumble it. Falter.
I feel like the one. I mean, I'd never owned it personally, but I feel like the one from the movie, the third movie, is a good representation of the actress.
Okay, but not the classic April O'Neil you think of.
No.
Yeah, so I mean, that's fine if that's your personal choice, but I wouldn't pick that. Yeah.
No, of course not.
No, because you gotta think like the yellow. You gotta think the yellow jumpsuit. Yeah. That's what it's like. We can almost narrow it down to that. Like, what's the best classic April? So you have the original Playmates, which fine, right. Not great. Head sculpt, not great. Kind of bent. Then did they ever update the April when they did those Toon figures? They did like the rest of the Newsroom Playmates did. But
they have the April with the rooted hair. Do you remember that one?
Oh, yeah. She's like 80s rocker or something.
She's got like a purple top and like a soft goods skirt.
If I just Google Playmates April, is it going to give me something I don't want to see? Nope. It gives me...
hopefully it's not going to send you to the Wicked site again.
It gives me exactly what we want here. April O'Neil.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. All right. So, they did update her sculpt because they gave her... Oh, no. Is this just... They just painted it different. They gave her the orange trim.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they made the eyes down in the pants.
Too. Yeah,
racing stripe. Well, that's a different one. They gave her the racing stripe.
Oh,
yeah. Is this okay? And then you have, you know what? My choice may be that the 2012 the Nick Turtles.
Yeah,
that April is dead on what the character looks like, and it comes with 2 mousers and a laptop. I think that's a great figure.
Wait, is that the 2000? Not the 2012. Well, what about that one then? The 2000 and the 2000s, the Fox
that
Turtles.
Character
April.
Looks. Well, I'm saying the Fox Turtles. I don't know what year it is.
Oh, then you're thinking early 2000s. Yeah, that's
2000X.
Fox Turtles. And she comes with the. Yeah, she comes with the. That is a great April.
That's a great
April.
Good one.
Yes.
She got the half shirt on, which was the style at the time.
Was.
I see the rooted hair. Like, this is just like they made her a hooker. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, why did you release this? Girls want to play with these too. It's a Barbie figure.
Why did you think this is better? Why did you think this was better?
Little boys want to brush her hair.
Doesn't even come with a comb. It doesn't even come with a comb.
Come with a comb. Even that damn Janine figure came with her weapon was a comb. It was a comb to brush the ghost's hair.
Yeah. Okay, the Ninja Turtles 3 movie. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty good, but again, that's not April at all.
No,
the
of course not.
CGI movie where she's voiced by Michelle Gellar is fine. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it matches the material, but that's really not what I think of when I think of April.
Okay.
What about the Megan Fox April?
Did they make a figure of the Megan Fox April?
I'm looking at it right here. They sure did.
Okay.
It's pretty spot on to what she would have worn. I think it comes with a camera and like a camera bag maybe.
Of course. Okay.
Playmates did do an updated sculpt of sort of generic yellow suit April. It's definitely an improvement over the first one, but I wouldn't say it's like good enough to say it's the best April of all time.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Cave Girl April.
Oh, yes.
It came on a card. I don't know if she also came with a dinosaur like some of them did.
Right.
She did. She came with a radical raptor.
She was... Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing it right here. I had that. I don't know if I had the dinosaur. I had that April, though. There's April from the newest film that came out, the animated film. Here is the cover to Playboy, Girls of the ACC. I don't know. They slipped that one in there. I guess I did put Playmates, but that's the name of the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that 2000X. Oh, here's
good choice.
Here's Frankenstein's Monster April. That's not bad.
Oh, sure.
What else? I mean, Super 7's done a couple.
Is this Joy Toy April? Is she rather provocative? Like, is the yellow?
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say.
Like revealing?
No, she has on.
I'm looking at something else here.
She has on a gray undershirt.
Yeah.
And we can see way too much of that. Her jacket is like way too open and short.
That's what I'm saying. It's a little too provocative.
Well, she's still covered up. She's just wearing other things. It's not like she's naked.
If that April showed up on my doorstep,
her face,
I'd be like,
her face says...
so provocative, April.
But I do think that was a mistake to have so much non-yellow because that really distracts. But maybe that's their way of standing out. But I like the alternate heads they gave her. There's like a scared head. There's like, doing a selfie head. I think these are fun.
And these are boxing tiny gloves. Little things. These
They're
are
very tiny
little toys.
They're very tiny, like 4 inches. Yeah. But as we've learned, size does not matter in toys.
Right. Yeah, or this podcast.
Oh, this podcast, right. Yeah. So, you out there in podcast world, let us know what you think the best April O'Neil figure ever is. I think we got all of them. I mean, we mentioned Super 7 as something.
Quite a few.
I mean, I'm scrolling now. I'm. It's not giving me toys anymore. Now we're just here to pictures of women. Yeah. So we've run out of April O'Neil toys. Google has. So, did they ever do one of those? Like the turtles that were turned from turtles into Ninja Turtles. The what did they call that? Morphing or whatever.
The transmutations ones.
Yeah, they ever do an April? I think she turned into like a bus or something. Or like a creature.
That doesn't sound right.
I really feel like
she always turns into a cat. She always turns into a cat.
She did turn into a cat. I think that was it. Yep, she's a cat. She turns into a cat. Mutate in April. The ferocious feline reporter. New for 93.
Oh.
Way too buff here.
31 years ago.
That's crazy. I don't want to hear that.
Isn't it?
I don't want to hear that. Yeah. Oh, you know what? And then, of course, NECA did the Judith Hogue April.
They did, yeah.
Oh, and NECA did NECA did, the Toon Turtle April. But I almost feel like they had two shots at April, and I feel like they whiffed on both of them.
Okay.
I don't think it's as good as... And for different reasons. Like, the neck is messed up on the second version.
Right.
Yeah, I think
the long neck.
You gotta combine them to make a good April.
You do.
Maybe that cat April they did. No, I'm sticking with the 2000X April. I think that was.
That's a good choice.
They got it right the first time. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have to make another one, as far as I know.
They did. Yeah, maybe not because I was.
She wind up in space or Dimension X or something. I always.
Well, that's
that.
For the Nick series, or So I'm talking about the Fox series. The Nick series, she has like a space version, but I don't know that the Fox series put her in that. Maybe.
Why do they always wind up in space?
That's just how turtles work. You got to get the Fugitoid and all that shit. That's how.
That's when I tap out.
Triceratons.
That's when I start tapping out.
I know. Once they were like, all right, we're doing space.
Once they leave tertiary ground, I'm like, nah, this isn't for me anymore.
I can buy the turtles exist as like these humanoid characters and they have ninja skills, but they can't traverse space.
Yeah,
too much.
Not mixing it up with these aliens. They're mixing it up with the aliens. Yeah, no, and they're 15 years old. What are they doing in space?
They're children. They should be peeping in women's.
Yeah, window. They should be taking pictures in their driveways in the wintertime and being accused of being a peeping Tom.
Not out there in space fighting the aliens that should be underwater. None of this makes any sense.
Oh,
my goodness.
They should be taking pictures up toilets like a lens. What's going on?
What the hell are you talking about? Because they're turtles?
I'd imagine that's what the turtles would do. They'd go into the plumbing.
They would go into the plumbing. Yeah, that makes sense.
There'd
be like a wacky curved camera.
Yeah, they'd have like a snake camera. Yeah, it would be like a reverse. Like they wouldn't be snaking the pipe down; they'd be snaking it up.
That's like the sewer place that they have the fire hydrant. That's a telescope or whatever. Yeah,
right.
Oh man, we should pitch our own line of pervert turtles to Playmates or Nick or whatever owns them. We gotta do. They wouldn't even listen to the pitch. They'd just be like, "Fine, can we make money? Fine, just do it."
Yeah, right.
We don't
this
care.
The X-rated versions of all these characters.
You know what? How come it doesn't that exist? Isn't there like a parody of the Turtles? Why hasn't NECA done that yet?
What kind of parody?
You know, the kind that you would find on Wicked. That kind of parody.
Oh yeah, that would be there.
Yeah. So I think NECA for the next Comic-Con, we need to see that parody. The fans demand it. If you're gonna do friggin' Christmas rock tour Turtles, this is much less offensive. Go find that April. Get her signed. If you can get Judith, you can get her. All right, Bill. Anything else for this big week?
No, I think we got a lot to look forward to, and I think
we got to save our energy for an interview.
Yes,
we got to do some research. I want to go in prepared. I need to know his backstory.
Yeah. Oh, I won't take the reins and do any lead-offs. I'll just be like,
No, because he's gonna be like he's gonna mention some obscure New Hampshire location, and you could be like, I know exactly where that is.
How long is this interview going to be? Is it going to be the standard half hour, or will we let it run?
I mean, I would say the standard. Well, it's different. It's different. It depends. I would like to go an hour. I think there's enough to go an hour. It's really up to him.
I think there is.
I always say, "What do you have a hard out?"
We're all in the same time zone. I have the next day off. We
didn't start doing a half hour until Van Weiss or what Nacelle. What's his name?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't recall the name.
Brian Volk-Weiss.
Brian Volk-Weiss. He had a hard 30-minute limit for us, and I was like, I like to talk, but if you're only going to give us 30, that's fine. We'll take what we can get.
Talk a lot more. So that's
we're gonna have him back. Although he hasn't responded, so I don't know if he enjoyed the article or not. Or the article, the interview. I think he did. It was fun.
Yeah,
I think it was fine.
Some stuff.
Yeah, that's true. He did. Okay, that's fine. I'm not worried. Whatever. I don't like Star Trek.
He's a busy man. He's busy.
He's a busy man. He should get back to Josh about that Michael Jordan stuff, though. All right, everybody. Well, you know what we say. We don't want to grow up, but we already did. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, everyone.